Yeah, welcome everybody. We are proud and free and we do stand as one. Hope you are having a great week. It has been really nice here in the Denver metro area. Finally, we're down in the low 80s today with a lot of cloud and looks like some storms coming through. So I'm looking a little brighter today because I don't have that sunshine coming through my studio window here that's making everything kind of look blurry. So hope you're all having a great week. Let's get this show going. Let's welcome all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma, the dulcet tones of Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome,
Well,
welcome.
hello, Art. Did you see what I was doing off camera?
No, I didn't. I was busy getting my intro and outro all
No, I
set.
mean I meant just before you brought me on, while you're
No.
doing the talking. Oh, I was showing you what I thought of your temperatures.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And it's been hot, hot, hot in your neck of the woods there.
it has been 100 degrees every day for at least the last week, if not the last week and
Wow.
a half.
Ouch.
And today it was, I think, about the hottest. It was 103. It
103.
it
Oh
wasn't
boy.
bad. It wasn't bad in the humidity side of things. Although it said it felt like 106, so that you get 31% humidity. And uh, so if I start taking my shirt off, it's because this part doesn't have good air conditioning in it, and I'm getting hot. So
Right.
they'll just have to put up with it. But yeah, no, it's been damned hot. We had wind blowing today, but when it's 103 out and the wind's blowing, that's just
Uh
like standing in front of a blast furnace. It's
yeah.
you know.
That's right.
But hey, it was a dry heat.
Yeah. Now, I earlier I was looking at some homes on Zillow in Muskogee, and there are some cheap houses there.
Oh yeah, we
And
got one of the best costs of living. This is where a lot of people come to retire. A lot of military come here.
mhm,
Uh, yeah, this is a great retirement area. It really
right,
is. Uh, we got
well,
good hospitals here. We got good schools for anybody that has kids in school. But
right,
uh, I mean, Muskogee's a great place to live. It's just it does get a little swampy in the summertime, but then so does Florida. So does
yeah,
So yeah, we've got. But our cost of living, I mean, my house here, if I bought this, say in Tulsa, this house, which is appraised at about 100 grand, I think,
yeah,
it's a little over. It's just right at 2,000, a little bit over 2,000 square feet. So
wow, hmm,
for 100 grand. So, but
huh,
if I move it to Tulsa, if I were to have it in Tulsa, it would be more like between 150 and 250 grand.
right,
But
right,
you know, to buy this, say, in Dallas, this same sort of house would probably cost me closer to $175,000 or to 200 to 275. So
right, right,
then you get Florida, it probably cost me close to 300,000.
right. Yeah, that's right. And the houses I've been looking at were under 100,000.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah. Here in Muskogee, under 100,000, you can buy a damn nice house. You know.
yeah, well, I mean, the houses I were looked at had some fire damage. That's why they
Oh,
were really, really cheap.
oh yeah,
So,
yeah. You're gonna find those too. Yeah, we have.
yeah, if you get one of those, and maybe I get even cheaper than that, and then go in and see what can be saved and what could be salvaged and what can be
Yeah,
repaired, and you know,
yeah.
and uh, now here in the Denver metro area, and I think they have them in Colorado Springs. They have uh, kind of like Habitat for Humanity, but it's called Restore. And what they are, they're stores where you could buy building materials that are like dirt cheap. These are like
Yeah.
if a construction site had overstock and they sell them at this place. You get windows, you get appliances, you get
Yeah. We got one here called
drywall, two by
we got one here
fours,
called Okie Mart, and that's where I got the air conditioner for my bedroom, and it's I don't know 12,000 BTU,
right? Right?
and I think I only paid like $140 for it.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
brand new, 5-year warranty.
Right. Well,
So and
you know what?
it's
You
doing good.
maybe you sold me. You know, if I get
Oh, you
a
really want to live someplace like Oklahoma City or maybe over in Port Smith, Arkansas, or someplace like that. You don't want to live in Muskogee. I mean, hell, why would you want to live here? You don't know anybody. Oh, wait a minute, you know me.
and then we're only a few hours away from Ten Toes. You know, he's up
Yeah,
there in
well, we're
Burlington.
not a couple. About 2.5 hours from Dawn,
Yeah.
and about an
Oh,
hour, about an hour and 20 minutes, or an hour and 10 minutes from Mill, and
Mel. Yeah. And then you
and
got
then
Gary, who was oh God, Gary Sullivan, and I think he's from around, I think, Medicine Bow or something like that. Somebody's
oh,
up
that's
there.
down south. Yes, that's quite a ways away. Medicine Bow
Yeah.
is. You're
Hmm.
talking 3.5, 4 hours. Yeah. So
Right. Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few Okie
Oh
droners
yeah,
there.
we got enough. We got enough here in the area between Arkansas and Oklahoma that
Right.
we could probably do a small drone meetup if we've been
Yeah.
talking about it, but we just never got around to it.
Right.
I've just never I just don't have the energy to do that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody
Mm.
else is going to have to do it. I'll be glad to show up and donate, help there, but I just like,
Mhm.
okay, y'all are going to have to. I mean, I'm retired, I got things I got to do,
Yeah.
like build guitars and banjos and shit like that, and
Well,
and
some of the homes I've been looking at are in the old part of the town. So the houses were built in the 1920s and 30s. And I look, they got some pretty good sized lots. So you
oh
could do
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot on it. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's say hello to the people in the chat. We've got Steve Knowles, all the way from Jolly, England, and we got Ronnie. God bless America. Good to
Hey,
see you,
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Hey, Steve.
We got a lot to talk about, folks. We had some primaries on Tuesday, and we'll talk about a few of them. The MyPillow guy, Mike Lindell, lost his primary, and
Oh, did he?
he got thumped pretty good.
Did he?
But
Yeah.
Francesca Hong, she barely lost. She lost by a point. So
Yeah, but yeah.
she's that lunatic that wants to
Oh, well, yeah, but
cancel. Yeah,
want to cancel Thanksgiving, but she was predicted to win by, she was going to win by 20 points. They had her
right.
coming in as a landslide, and
Hmm.
they proved that they're not quite ready for a democratic socialist in
Right.
whatever hell place that is that she's from.
Well, and most of her donations came from wealthy people and college age kids.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
evidently, socialism is big with the rich and
Well, yeah, because
numbskulls.
they get to be the
Suit.
oligarchs when it's all said and done. Because
Right.
socialism, that's how it's run. They've got these oligarchs at the top, and
Yep.
and then all the rest of us are peons.
Yep. Hmm.
It's the same sort of thing they had in old California back when it was under Spanish rule. Back during the time of the Fox, or
Right.
Zorro, as he's better known.
And Darlene Graham, Lindsey Graham's sister. She won her primary. She won the no. Wait a
Nope.
minute.
She's in a
Going.
runoff.
Let me see.
Unless they changed it, the last I saw, she has to do a runoff. But she was ahead, but nobody got there wasn't enough. Unless it's changed since Tuesday, and I haven't looked at it, but last I saw, she was in a runoff.
Darlene Graham. Okay. Nordone. Okay. Primary results. And okay. Special primary results. And yeah, she won. Okay, it's a primary, so God damn it, I hate it when you got this paywall. And yeah, she won 32 to 24 and 19.
Okay, so she did. Last I saw, she was in a runoff. So
no, she won quite convincingly. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So we got that, and those are the big races. Mike Lindell lost his race. Let me see how he did. Mike Lindell.
She had, according to NBC News, she was forced into a runoff.
Huh.
Are we talking about Darlene Graham?
Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham's.
Yep. She's being forced into a primary against let's see, she won roughly 3/4%. Let's see, led Norman 33-24, short of a 50% needed to win. So she faces him in August.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Oh, Mike Lindell was running for governor.
Okay.
Election. Now he's okay. Let's see what's Lisa Demuth beats Mike Lindell in primary for Minnesota governor. Okay. All right. And I guess the thing that kind of hurt him was his residency, because I don't think he's from Minnesota. So I don't know if he's lived there for very long, or maybe he just, ran a campaign there and not have been a resident there. I don't know. So
Right.
he's walking about the race, and yeah.
And what about now Hong? She lost,
Right.
but apparently they don't have to have a 50%.
No.
So, but what state was she in?
Wisconsin.
Okay, Wisconsin had a snafu. It's funny that with their voting systems.
Oh.
Oh yeah, apparently they didn't download the total results out of five of the major, you know, basically 5 out of 9. They didn't get the results downloaded right.
Huh.
They download them onto a USB drive and then take them in. They downloaded, and it took about another hour and a half. They had to get police escorts to go where the central machines were held and download them there under armed escort to make sure nothing was tampered with.
Right.
They downloaded the voting tabulations, but they
Right.
didn't get the actual results. Hit the
Ah.
wrong. They hit the wrong button out of five out of 9 of them,
Ah.
and so they had to go back. So it delayed everything by a hey Brian, it delayed everything by 90 minutes while I had to go back and do all that.
Ah.
So that may have made them, that's what some people were thinking. I expected there to be a lot of hell raised with Hong, but because she lost by over 1,000 votes, she doesn't have a right to an automatic recount.
Ah. Okay. Oh,
You know,
so she was running for governor as well. Oh boy.
Hong was running for governor.
Ah, I thought she was running for Congress. Okay.
No, that's El Sayed that's running for Congress.
Okay. No, actually, he's running for Senate,
For
in
Senate,
Michigan.
that's right. In
Yeah.
Michigan, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's the one that everybody thought was going to win by a big percentage, and he only won by a slim
A slim margin. Same with
margin.
Hong. They were predicting her at, she was going to be at like 53, 54% to
Right.
20 and 30% or whatever, and it turned out she actually lost.
Well,
And
they had a three-way race, and the guy
yeah,
that came in third, if he wasn't in the race, she would have won. I
yeah,
think. You know.
well, you don't know
Yeah, that's true too. I think it would have been a
because
lot closer.
because I think it couldn't. Yeah, I think if those people didn't vote for her and they voted for another Democrat, and she had, I don't think if that was only their two choices, I think they would have gone. Uh, and this wasn't. Was this the general election for them, or was this just a
No, this
primary?
is primary. General
Okay,
election is in
yeah,
November.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know whether sometimes governors' elections are a different time. So,
No, that'd be municipal elections.
well, sometimes we have, well, because we have our governor elections are different sometimes than what our general elections are.
I don't know about that, but I could be
Well,
wrong.
the governor is decided by the state, so they can have them whenever they
Yeah.
want. Yeah. So,
Normally, gubernatorial races are during the federal election cycle in
yeah,
November.
generally, unless it's,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
unless it's an off year. Sometimes we don't, we sometimes our governor's position sometimes is up in between the midterms and the presidential election.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Well, I think it goes from when we started statehood,
Uh-huh.
which was in
Okay.
March. And
Alrighty.
I may be wrong. I remember there's something we've had it, and like, what do you mean the governor's running? So, and I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've paid attention to that.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Welcome back, Charles.
Thank you.
So how's the weather in your neck of the woods now that we'll get all the weather out of the way?
It's kind of weird. Today the forecast was one thing, and we got a lot more than what the original forecast was. It cooled way down in the late afternoon, and then within like about a half an hour, it went from 71 to 79, and very humid. So,
right. Okay.
You guys can both bite me. It was 103 degrees here today, Charles.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was 101 yesterday. Before that, it was 100. Well, like I said, this is the 9th or 10th day in a row we've had 100-degree temperatures.
Wow.
We got another 4 or 5 days of it. So,
okay.
As in your cool weather. Yeah, bite me.
Yeah.
That's because you guys are Yankees. You're north of the Mason-Dixon line. So
Well, we were a territory during the Civil War, but
so were
but
we.
we were north of the Mason-Dixon line, so we were technically a Union
Yeah,
territory.
well, we were Indian territory, and we
Yeah,
fought
that's
for the South.
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ah,
large amount did.
so yeah, you guys were one of the first new states of the 20th century. Yeah,
Yep, 1907.
1907.
Yep.
And then Arizona, New Mexico, and then
Yeah.
we had to wait another almost 50 years, 40 something years.
40 some odd
till
years. Yeah.
Alaska and Hawaii.
Yeah.
Ah. So we got those races, and I was talking to Lloyd about how they had one of the DSA higher ups on their TV show. And this is the Chihuahua Hour with Lloyd
I don't
Mendel.
know why there was.
And so they had this gal on who's part of the DSA. I don't know if she's not the vice chair or the chair. She's one of the muckety mutts. And the anchor asked her a straight question about, okay, so if my daughter is raped and you want to get rid of police and prisons, how does that work? Who's going to help her out? I mean, and does the perp, does he go, where does he go after he's caught? Does he go to court? What goes on? And her response was, well, I don't want to get caught up in hypotheticals.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that, and it's like, are you kidding me?
I know. It's
Who's the DSA guy that's I don't know, he does podcasts and stuff that's been real popular.
Hassan Piker.
Piker. Apparently he's come out asking these Democrats, these DSA Democrats, to start, sticking up for him against these other people and start showing him the support that he showed them. And the rest of them are trying to distance themselves from him.
Oh, what? He's anti-Semitic and and he's anti-USA. And we deserved 9/11.
Yeah, and they're trying to, they're kind of trying to distance themselves from that. And now he's come out and said, you people need to start sticking up for me. I'm basically, I'm important to you. And
I'm the anti-Joe Rogan. Yeah,
right. Well, it's like, yeah, okay, we use you for what we can get out of you. Now we're moving on, just like any good Democrat does. So I saw that today, but they're backpedaling and I don't want to talk about hypotheticals. I heard that conversation on I can't remember where I was listening to it at, but it's like,
it was on the 5 when I heard.
Was it on the 5? Yeah, they were talking about it. Yeah.
Yep. And it was like, man. And they had Harold Ford on, the only liberal or the reasonable liberal, and he's really railing against the Democrats. Why are you letting these idiots into our party?
He's a moderate. When it comes to Democrats, he's a moderate. I wouldn't call him a liberal, but he's definitely a Democrat. But he's compared to his female counterpart that they have on the
Jessica Tarlov.
Jessica.
Yeah.
She is a bleeding heart
Oh
liberal to the
God.
furthest extent. She drank the Kool-Aid. She swallowed the pill. She
Mhm.
took it up the backside for the Democratic Party. Whatever has
Right.
caused her to be like that. And I've been listening over these last 3 or 4 months, really over the last 6 or 7 months. You know, he's really starting to. He's his moderate attitude is really showing. And
Mhm.
he's not. He says he calls it the way he sees it. He's a
Yep.
very similar to old lizard face Carvel.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, or uh, the senator with the senator with the Democratic senator with brains. What's his name?
Oh, Kennedy.
No, Democratic senator
Oh,
with brains.
with
The guy from
brains.
Philadelphia or from Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania. Yeah, that
Oh,
guy.
Fetterman.
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 Yeah.
I couldn't think of
Yeah.
Fetterman's name for some reason. And he's Harold is, I think, a lot like Fetterman. He sees it
Yeah.
that way. You
Mhm.
know, he still supports his liberal, a lot of his liberal causes.
Mhm.
And some of it okay. Being helping people out. Being kind to people, doing, let's but
Mhm.
they always take it too far. In order to do that,
Mhm.
we've got to take away from other people to help help people that we don't need to be helping. But
Right. Mhm.
nonetheless, he's Harold is a lot smarter than your average Democrat.
Yes, he is. And Jessica, 9 times out of 10, when I see the 5 and she's on, I scroll right past her
Diatribe. Yeah.
verbiage, and it's like, because it's just so off the wall. She's just
Yeah. What did she do
spewing
before?
talking points. Huh?
What did she do before she did this?
I
The 5.
I don't.
See, at least with Harold, uh, he served as a congressman,
Yeah. Mhm.
and I believe he's also a lawyer. Uh,
Yeah, he's a
and
lawyer. He is
with
out of Memphis, I believe.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So,
And
so
oh well, his family goes. They, they've been in the political realm for many
yeah,
generations.
right, yeah,
And I think his father was a congressman out of
hmm
Tennessee,
yeah, yeah,
and yeah, uh,
yeah. So he's got some background, and on her, I just think she was just somebody that showed up at some
well,
campaign
pretty
somewhere. And
face who
yeah,
not as idiotic as Geraldo and what's that? Oh, Juan Williams. Oh God, those guys just went off the
there
deep
was a time
end.
I like. I mean, there was, and I think when NPR canceled Juan Williams, for saying
Yeah,
what he thought, over the he just wasn't comfortable with a plane full of Arabs in their Arab dress on an
right,
airplane. This was shortly. This wasn't but a year or two, 3 or 4 years after 9/11.
right.
He said he just didn't feel comfortable. Well, they canceled him for being racist.
Uh,
They kicked
wow.
him off. They took his show away from him on NPR.
Yeah,
And this wasn't that many years after 9/11.
right, right.
Because we're coming up in September. It'll be 25 years.
25 years. Wow.
I
That's
know.
just that's just
Yeah.
amazing. I remember a few months after it happened, and the owner of the company came down and talked to everybody,
Right.
about what's going on. And
Yeah.
my mind was, I really thought we were at a world war, that we were going to be gearing up to making, you know, armaments or something for
Right.
planes or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I asked him the question. I said, "Are we going to be arming up like we did in World War II? Are we going to be making munitions and components for jet aircraft or tanks or
Yeah.
I don't know. He said, no, we're just going to keep on doing what we've been doing, making braces since
Yeah.
1930, 32, I believe. Yeah. Mhm.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. The company started there right at, let's see, on 14th and Galapago in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Now that whole area is all different. It's after the company moved out, the people that bought up all that. We used to own that whole block.
Right.
RMO owned that whole block, and after they sold the property and we moved out, they tore everything down. They put like a 5-story apartment complex there. And there used to be an old hotel there that was called the DeView. And that was our executive building right
Oh,
there.
okay.
That's where all the executives had their offices and stuff.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
believe that was where Bob Dylan recorded a song. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. He did record up there, didn't he? I forgot.
Yep. And a lot of the rock and rollers stayed at that hotel when they played in
Yeah.
Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joplin, uh, Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix. Yeah.
Yeah. My uncle used to work as well as being a mortician. He started out with an ambulance service that also was owned by a funeral home, uh, Noonan Funeral Home, and he started out working with them, and then he ended up in it. They also had limousines that when they weren't doing funerals, they rented out the limousines.
Oh, okay.
And so he drove for part of their limo service for a long time. And he used to go down there. I know which hotel you're talking about now, because
Yeah.
he used to go down there and pick up a lot of the rock and
Mhm.
roll. I never forget him telling me he went to pick up the monkeys. He says, "My God, they smelled like monkeys too." He says, "I don't think them boys ever took a bath." But
Yeah.
if he picked them up after a show and they just come off standing out there for 2 hours, you know, sweating their asses off, they probably
Yeah.
were just a little ripe.
Yeah. That's right.
Because it's usually in the summertime when they did a lot of those shows. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. They're either playing at Mile High Stadium or they're playing it, or back then they probably played at the Coliseum.
yeah,
Yeah.
they played at the Coliseum more
Yeah.
than likely
Mhm.
because Mile High Stadium didn't exist back then.
Yeah, that's right. It was Bear Stadium then.
Yeah, Bear Stadium. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it was the
Mhm.
original stadium there.
Yep. And let's see. All right, getting back. All right, we're going to switch gears a little bit. There have been, MSN also did a blurb about what's going on with the USS Abraham Lincoln, which is on station in the Persian Gulf. And they did a scathing report on it saying, "Oh, they're running out of food and deodorant, and sailors are unhappy. They've been on station for almost a year now, and they haven't been they haven't had liberty in months." And they had pictures of terrible looking food, which was probably a disgruntled sailor that wanted to show off some of the food that they got at midnight, when the chow hall was at a down cycle. They don't get a
Yeah,
whole lot of meals going on at that time. And and they were talking about how some sailors were jumping off the ship. And I heard about this. This morning I saw a little blurb from Ryan Macbeth about the Lincoln. And then on the way home, I heard one of the local conservative talk show hosts talk about this, and she bought everything what the MS Now said, and bought into how bad is it really going on there, and it's really not as bad as what everybody made it out to believe in, because a lot of it is coming from people who have an agenda to try to, make Trump look bad because it's his war in Iran. And like Lloyd was talking about, those ships are constantly being resupplied every couple weeks. There's somebody.
Oh yeah. Whenever they are, at least every couple of weeks. Okay, here's something about it. Says U.S. CENTCOM on Thursday pushed back on reports about conditions aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln during its deployment in the Middle East, denying claims that sailors had died in a brawl or that a carrier had experienced a spike in suicidal uh, ideations, whatever that ideations. Okay,
Yeah,
claim over the
indication.
past 48 hours, multiple outlets have reported several false claims related to USS Abraham Lincoln, CBN 72,
Hmm.
deployment in the Middle East. CENTCOM said in a statement one report alleged 7 sailors died in a brawl aboard the aircraft carrier, and others had recently suggested a spike in suicidal conditions. These reports are false, CENTCOM says. The
Right.
command pointed to the carrier's crew reenlistment rate, saying the USS Abraham Lincoln has maintained among the highest crew reenlistments for 84.4% of all aircraft carriers in the U.S. Navy.
Wow.
Sailors and Marines of the Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group remain resilient and resolved after more than 260 days at sea, 10,000 aircraft flights, and 1.5 million pounds of ordnance expended. No service member aboard the aircraft carrier have died, and one
Right.
sailor who fell overboard August 3rd was quickly and safely recovered. The rampant misreporting on the Abraham Lincoln's historic deployment is a disservice to our men, women, and uniformed loved ones.
Right.
Let's see, Pete Heskett said that. We make sure every crew, every captain has everything we can provide at every single moment, Hesketh
Mhm.
told reporters on a during a visit to Panama. Some
Mhm.
deployments are longer than others, and I have more respect and gratitude for those sailors than anybody. What they do in these high seas and those austere conditions with less ports of calls is incredible. Yeah, so it's
And
uh,
on top of that, they have not had any accidents on the carrier.
right.
So that's something to say, you know?
Yeah, so all of that is been debunked.
Right.
So that's I just
So that's
I just
why I'm a little disappointed with Mandy not doing her homework and
well, yeah,
checking.
and anybody that knows anything about the military, had there been, yeah, there may have been some fights. There might have been. You got to remember how many people live on one of those things.
Right. About 5,000 people.
Yeah, you got 5,000 people there. Well, you may have 5 or 6 sailors get into a,
Right.
a, a drunken
Hmm.
bitch slap session, and punch. It
Right.
happens, but guaranteed they're going to be disciplined,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
they'll either get a letter of reprimand or they'll get a Article 15 or a captain's mass. Uh,
Hmm.
one of those 3 situations,
Yep.
uh, and which could. So no, there's wherever this originally started from,
Yeah,
I
whenever MSNBC or MS now, which sounds like something Lloyd has now, uh,
yeah, I have MS now.
and I mean, you gotta take it with a grain of salt that these people have an agenda,
Oh
and
yeah,
who knows? They're probably being fed misinformation from Iran. You know,
oh yeah, yeah. There's no doubts about it. I mean,
hmm
uh, that's
or China. You know,
China's got a lot to. I'm sure China has a lot to do with it too, because
right,
they've been here lately involved with quite a few different little incidents related to disinformation and like right now there's a big thing about a lot of the colleges have had a disproportionate amount of Chinese uh, students coming in
right,
and creating, and then spreading. They're being used to spread propaganda against the United States, which is where
right.
a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
and they've got these. I just saw something about that today that
Mm-hmm.
we've had so many of them come in that these big colleges that are, this is where the DSA gets their start is on college campuses,
Right.
and it's
Mm-hmm.
being purported by, Chinese either instructors or student, because you get an influx of Chinese students. Well, then you got to have people who can speak Chinese. So guess what? You hire a bunch of Chinese instructors,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it's coming out of these. And of course, they're telling all of their fellow students, "Oh, yeah, we don't have any of this over there. This is, this starvation stuff. No, it's unheard of. It's great in communist China."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's great in Iran as long as you don't, as
Yeah.
long as you don't
Complain about it.
protest.
Yep.
Yeah, if you complain about it, you'll end up beheaded. So,
Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's why I say defund education.
oh, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, especially the universities and colleges. And this is something I was thinking about today is, some of these red states, what they ought to do is some of the legislatures get together and say, you know what? Uh, since these are state schools, we should be dictating what goes on in those schools, since we're funding these
Well, and,
schools.
and yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of these schools do that. Like in Oklahoma. Uh, oh, excuse me. In Oklahoma, they do. They do. The Board of Regents
Right,
oversees the colleges, and they set forth, and that's why our Secretary of Education in Oklahoma is a very important position because he gets to dictate to the Board of Regents in that oversees all state universities.
right,
Uh,
mm-hmm,
he gets to oversee those and set the criteria
right,
and the guidelines, and
mm-hmm.
you know that's why it's always been it's about as sought after job uh, as
Running
it
for
is
governor.
lieutenant governor. Yeah,
Yeah,
because you have a lot of say when you're up there in that position. So,
mm-hmm,
and we've had some bad secretaries of education that uh, ended up having to, we've had some that made some really stupid mistakes on both sides. On both
right.
sides,
Oh yeah,
we've had a
mm-hmm,
few Republicans I thought went a little too far.
mm-hmm.
But our last one, and I don't know if he's still the Secretary of Education until the next election or not. But he actually required that they put Bibles in all the classrooms in all schools,
Right,
in, from elementary through high school. K through, and that is to teach to use it not as a religious item, but
right,
as a liturgy. Uh,
right,
in studying, like the different forms of liturgy that are out there.
right.
or literature, I should say, not liturgy, literature.
Yeah.
Using liturgy actually is the religious service. So no, as part of literature education
Hmm.
to compare, because they teach the Greek mythology, and they teach Roman mythology, and all the the Odyssey and the Iliad and stuff like that.
Yep.
Well, the Bible it corresponds with during many of the times that this was written, these were written. So they want to have a comparative literature
Right.
example, and that's what they were put in the classrooms for.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, and this was my idea is if these red states could get together and kind of clamp down on these idiotic classes, because what it's doing is the federal government being involved. They're pumping all this money in, and a lot of it is from U.S. aid, USAID,
yeah,
and that's what's uh, bloating the bureaucracy in these universities, where they all of a sudden these idiotic classes you gotta take, which
yeah,
has nothing to do with your degree. If they cut out all that garbage, tuition would be much cheaper because you
yeah.
don't
Well,
have all that overhead of those idiotic professors spewing
yeah,
out this nonsense. And I
yeah.
think
And
a lot of those,
USAID has kind of been uh has been reined in, to say the least.
yes. Hmm.
And you've got Miss McMahon, who is the Secretary of Education,
Hmm.
who is actually working towards shutting down the Department of Education, so there won't be any
Oh,
funding coming from the government.
right.
You know,
And well, here my point is, if these red states got together and trim the fat and start getting really quality professors, I mean
yeah,
real professors, not
yeah,
spewing out this nonsense, and making their schools more attractive for students that want to go there to get a real college education without blowing up their loans that they're not going to be able to repay. If they got to where uh the students could go there and not have to worry about spending years paying back that student loan.
and I think there should be a limit on the amount of money that could be loaned out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
and I think
that's
there needs to be a limit on, I think the loan should only be used for the basics of the degree, what you have to
right.
have for the
Hmm.
degree only,
Right.
not all classes. Because if you're going to take and get your let's say you need a major and a minor, and you get your minor in basket weaving, why in the hell should banks go on the, and when the banks go on the, you know
on
yeah,
on the
when the
hook.
bank, yeah, on the books for it. Well, that means eventually, if these students default, it's going to fall back on the taxpayers to cover those
Right.
defaulted loans,
Hmm. Right.
because those banks are protected by government backing. And I think that's
Hmm.
where we need to really start. Uh, and we should start, in my opinion, we should start doing a lot more on giving government grants, which pay at a better level than government loans do.
Right.
And those grants should only be geared towards trade schools,
Right. Right.
or there should
And,
be a list of grants geared towards trade school, in which somebody learns a trade coming out of that, instead of learning how to sit around
mhm.
and bullshit on a podcast 3 or 4 times a week.
And I also think a lot of these social science professors definitely need a psychological evaluation. because I really think a lot of them need to be medicated, because some of the shit coming out of their brains is just garbage and
It really
should
is.
not be taken seriously, like white privilege and toxic masculinity and
I saw something the
all
other
these
day.
different sexes. That's nonsense. That's
I saw
bullshit.
something about
And
white
why are we
privilege the other
paying
day.
for it?
I saw a meme about white privilege the other day. It says, "Oh yeah, I got white privilege. I have to get up at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, get ready to go to work.
Yeah.
Then I have to sit in traffic for an hour. Then I have to put in a 9-hour day, and usually it's hard. It's a lot of hard work, hard labor. And then I have to spend another hour an hour and a half to get back home before I can even sit down to a meal. Yeah, that's great white privilege. Just love having that white privilege.
Here's an inappropriate joke for the evening. I have an abortion joke for you guys.
Okay.
Knock, Lloyd.
Who's there?
You'll never know.
Yeah, and speaking of abortions, what state is it that just
yes, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts at full term abortions.
Right. Imagine.
Oh my! And then they were all standing up there, celebrating and carrying on like they just won the lottery. These people that were in the background.
I mean, they're a bunch of fucking ghouls. Is what it is. And just like, oh God, what the hell has happened? And Colorado, I hate to say it, started all this shit. We were the first state to make abortion legal. And I was thinking, we're a fucking red state then. How in the hell did these Republicans how did they get cajoled and connived into going along with Dick Lamb's stupid fucking idea? Oh yeah, let's make abortion legal here.
Probably because Dick Lamb had a mistress.
Friends, but I get
Dick
riled
Lamb
up.
probably had a mistress that needed to have her situation done away with. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, full term. I mean,
you could be like it, right, with minutes away and say, I'm not feeling it. Let's end this,
Yeah, and this is not for life-saving measures. This is on demand.
Yeah.
They can literally do just like you said. I just not ready to be a parent, so let's just take it.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Oh, and
who the hell? What kind of ghoulish doctor? I mean, they like I heard it said yesterday when I was listening to one of them. They might as well be clubbing seals on the head. Let's go ahead and do, but let them film something like that and raise hell about that. Those lefties are going to be the first one. Oh my God, you can't be doing that. Them poor baby seals. You can't. Oh my God, they're clubbing them on the head. Well, guess what you're doing to baby humans?
Yep.
Same damn thing.
Yep. All righty, let's go into the home stretch here. It looks like Tucker Carlson is trying to start a third party. Yeah, so he's already got some senators running in a state. I don't know which state it is, but a state of confusion is probably where it's at.
Yeah. Tucker has just he's gone down a dark road. He's following
Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly is not too far behind.
I think Tucker is leading. I think Candace started following Tucker.
Yeah.
Because she was a little odd, but she was still really sticking to it until Charlie Kirk got killed, and
Right.
Tucker had already lost his job with Fox News. So
Right. Hmm.
I think when Charlie Kirk died, that put Candace over the edge. But
Hmm.
and Tucker was already going over the edge long before. Uh, I remember watching his shows when he was on Fox News, and he'd start
Yeah.
that maniacal laugh of his, like, "What the hell is that to laugh about?" And he would just
Yeah.
giggle at the. I'm going, man, this guy's elevator don't go to the
Yeah.
top floor sometimes. And
Yeah.
I it turned
Mm.
out, I'd quit watching him because I just
Yeah, same here. He just got a little too weird. And
and
you know
then
what? Glenn Beck kind of got weird there for a while. He used to be on Fox, and then they got
when he
rid
was
of
on
him.
Fox News, he really went overboard, and uh, and then of course he became really anti-Trump, and then later,
Uh,
oh yeah, he was
yeah.
the first time
Oh,
Trump was
yeah,
running.
probably during his first
Oh my
term.
God,
Yeah,
yeah, he
yeah,
came out against him hard, and he just
yeah.
uh,
And now
and then he and
he's
Sean
turning.
Hannity actually quit talking, and
Yeah.
now he actually came back. I think when after Trump was out of office, he came back and apologized, and he actually wore a MAGA hat for the first time. He made a point to let everybody know that I was wrong, but he wasn't wrong in all of his charts and all of his weird
Right.
conspiracy things. Turned out a lot of the stuff he was talking about that people thought he was a little wacko on, turned out a lot of it came true.
That's right. Mm.
And he's kind of mellowed with age too.
Yeah.
He's not as he's gotten more. He's still very conservative, but also he's Mormon, so you got to
Yeah.
always give that
Mhm.
a sliver of uh,
Yeah.
understanding.
And his platform has gotten really big. The Blaze,
Oh
and
yeah, he
he
started
just
that when he got
netted
fired from Fox. Yeah,
another big wig to his channel. He got Nick Forteus over there on his. He's going to be starting over there on the Blaze, and I've
okay,
been
yeah,
watching a lot of Nick's or listening to his videos at work, and
yeah, yeah.
but he get some of his stuff. He gets a little bit too theological for me, to where
Well, yeah, yeah. There's. I mean, I watch different people for different reasons,
right,
and if I'm wanting to listen to somebody about theology, I look up somebody that I
right, hmm,
recognize being at least having some daily expertise or a daily understanding of theology and religion. But if
hmm.
I want to watch something about political news, I watch somebody that I understand, you know. Uh
Hey, Paul.
Legend Big. Oh my God. Been
Yeah,
a while.
good to see you, Paul.
Wow, good seeing you.
Yeah, we're about to
Oh,
wrap up here, Paul. It's good to see you. Uh, yeah. The guy that you turned me on to, this guy, the fat electrician.
yeah, yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of his stuff. And then I started following Unsubscribed. And Nick was on Unsubscribed with
Yeah,
those
I think
guys.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he was kind of quiet there. I could kind of tell he's probably not digging with a whole lot of profanity from the fat electrician. You
Well,
know?
yeah, they all let loose every so often, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
I'm going to try one of his, what is that, Element? And what was the other one that he hots? Another drink.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to try them. And if I like them, I'm going to see if I can get them to either sponsor this show or my show on Friday.
Yeah. Well, I started trying, they finally started getting kinetics down here in, the first
Mhm.
convenience stores that they've run them at have been Quick Trips.
Right?
Kinetics has always been order by mail. And then they announced that they were trying them in a limited market, and they were doing it in Tulsa at the Quick Trips. Well, I started looking up where I could find it, and our stores are technically part of the Tulsa service area.
Cool.
So and then I went in there the other day, and by God, they had some sitting up on the counter. Like, I did try their blackberry lemonade. That's a no-go. It tasted like nasty medicine.
Okay.
Blackberry cough syrup with a little bit of
Oh,
cider.
yeah.
You're going.
I will try their lemonade. Their lemonade sounds really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some of those, but like the kinetics that I had, I really liked was the strawberry and peach, and it was really good.
Okay.
And it's to help with the memory and your health and stuff.
Oh, wow. You better.
I only had 2 cans of it. I haven't had enough to do it on. Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, I need to drink a lot more of that.
Oh, yeah. Also, I'll touch on this really quick before we go. It looks like YouTube has moved the goalposts again.
They have.
And it's still 1,000 subscribers, but the watch hours, now you gotta have 8,000 watch hours. I'm like,
yeah. And how
many million
we
gotta
views
build this channel up. I'm almost at 4,000 watch hours. I'm probably pretty close to it. Let's get to 1,000, and let's get to 4,000 watch hours before February. Let's do that. I think we could do that. Let's build. And we hardly had any watchers today. I only got up to 3. And I'm like, shit. You know what? It could be preseason just started. And I know the Broncos have a game tomorrow night, so there's probably a Thursday night game on right now that's either pro football or college football. Right. Well, Lloyd, great show. Everybody in the chat, have a great weekend. Don't forget my show tomorrow night. And what do we say now? Gimp out.
Gimp out.
Don't forget, tune in to Artco Drones and Entertainment live stream for more exciting content every Friday night at 5 p.m. Mountain Time.